Welcome to my podcast. Tonight I'd like to talk about a DOLS, which is a deprivation of liberty safeguards. And this is a form. This is an illegal DOLS. This was completed in the Aneurin Bevan Health Board in Newport in the Royal Gwent. There are rules about DOLS and how they are to be implemented. This has been investigated by the Public Service Ombudsman of Wales and held to be incorrectly, illegally implemented. Firstly, DOLS stands for a deprivation of liberty. It's a very serious matter to deprive someone of their liberty, and there are criteria that have to be met under the MCA, the Mental Capacity Act 2005. In this case, the patient did not know, he had not been informed, the relatives did not know. In fact, they made out that he did not have any relatives. The first page of the form is completely incorrect, the wrong address, wrong phone number, wrong diagnosis, and there are fictional appointments made up, outpatient appointments. On the inside page, there is this description of events which are totally untrue, which actually defame the person mentioned in the DOLS form. These recommendations for, well, they're not recommendations, they're rules to be carried out. You cannot have a DOLS form or a DOLS if the person has capacity. It can only ever be done if a person is deemed to be incapable, to lack mental capacity. And by that I mean the person is not able to make a decision. This is determined by a capacity test. If the capacity test is not done, it means the DOLS form is illegal. That means also, going further down the line, that the person is detained against their will, i.e. falsely imprisoned. This is serious. This is a breach of somebody's human rights, which is, as happened here, it was held that the breach of human rights, section 5, was breached. This actually carries a penalty of 10 years in prison. As I said, it is very serious, and the person has to know, because there is a right of appeal, and if they don't know, how can they appeal? The relatives have to be informed, otherwise how would they know if they could appeal? Sadly, in this case as well, it was marked on the form that the patient didn't have any relatives or anybody interested in him. So basically that person disappeared. He was a non-person. When somebody is being deprived of their liberty, it's essential that the health board, hospital, care home make sure that the person who is having their liberty taken away is able to maintain contact with friends, family, and that their needs must be met. Furthermore, as I went over this form tonight, I looked at it and I became shocked again, dumbfounded at the level of criminality and fraud. This is what happened to Brian. This DOLS form, and I'll show you again, here it is. The DOLS was filled in on the 26th of September 2017 at 14:10 by the ward sister, and the ward manager seemed to sign it as well, acting ward manager because he wasn't normally there, and 28 hours later the patient, Brian, was dead. He died having been given a medication in an admitted error. he wasn't supposed to have it. And this is how you safeguard someone, apparently. 28 hours later, he's dead. There's been no apology, no explanation of this shocking error, no remorse. So he died alone, forced to be alone by the dolls, not able to leave, not having any visitors, dehydrated, lacking food and the essentials of human life. So I'm asking you to be careful. Watch your relatives, make sure they're safe, keep an eye on them in hospital, because these things are happening and it mustn't be allowed to happen. Everything must be done legally. Thank you, and I'll be updating you.